Thank you so much, Nick. Now to our final speaker tonight, is PJ Samuels. PJ Samuels is a spoken word poet, an educator, an LGBT human rights activist and advocate. PJ Samuels fled from Jamaica to escape homophobic persecution for her activism on LGBT rights. She facilitates Weather the Storm, a peer support program for LGBTI refugees and asylum seekers in the UK, which has been described as an open and liberating space where hugs and laughter are as plentiful as cups of tea and biscuits. Her poetry has been included in Black and Gay in the UK, an anthology published in 2014. Thank you, PJ.
International pressure to make countries allow equal rights to all its citizens is necessary and welcome. There are activists fighting on the ground in these countries to make change, to survive, to thrive in a very hostile and adversarial environment. Jamaica's first gay pride was held last year. There will be pride again this year too, one in each major city. International support. That support, however, has to be sensitive to the tenuous, unspoken treaties and covert understandings that allow survival of those in the middle of the storm. Consultation and collaboration with those in situ is as necessary to success as the alliances formed here. I look forward to this growing and making a real difference internationally. Lives and livelihood are utterly dependent on recognition of mere humanity and conferring of dignity. I'm reading a poem I wrote on the back of the Channel 4 documentary about the trans youth living in a colony in Jamaica, constantly being harassed by police and other citizens. They are outcast from their family because they are considered deviant, and some are as young as 14. Ross, who I co-opted when I came in here against his protests, will join me to read statements which are ordinary desires of refugees I work with here in the UK. These are people at various stages of being processed to fully granted. I am very interested in the dissonance that occurs when one person's reality is placed in the body of another. How does it feel? How does it look? What does it feel like when you hear it? If you make it that person's story as opposed to the person's you're thinking of, how does that affect your human response and your own personal assessment of how you see another person performing being human? I want me to suspend reality for about 3 minutes and see each of these desires as yours. Then see a whole world in which people are not allowed desires, and see how that turns basic desires into grotesque demands. Ross? Thank you so much for allowing yourself to be dragged into this. The poem is called Hope. Hope lives in the mind that bears fruits as we go to a concrete wall, with roots in the rock and discarded the gutter.
These are ordinary desires that cannot cannot be accessed by ordinary means, because they are held in bodies made extraordinarily other. How does perception of desire change when the holder is dehumanized?
A homeless Christine sits in the sewer where she shelters.
Dear Home Office, don't be unfair, gay, Pakistan.
She applies her makeup before going out to trade. Her marketplace, the city streets.
Dear Home Office, I am human, my life matters, lesbian, makeup.
Her only stock, her body, cunning, her currency.
I cannot even have morale for sex, because my mind is on Home Office 24/7. That is the happiness everyone needs. What did I do? Lesbian, Uganda.
In the landscape of her handheld mirror, she surveys her reflection with awe.
I'm 59 years old. I have not seen my family for 15 years. I have a granddaughter I only talk to on the phone. She's asking me, "You don't want to see me, grandmother? Why can't I come and visit you?" Questions like that break my heart. I don't know how to write laws. I can't explain to her that in Britain I have to respect the laws. I had an acute stroke recently. My daughter doesn't understand that I have to choose life by coming to Britain because of my sexuality. I feel I will never see you again because I'm a benefits and I'm not well. Lesbian, South Africa.
Oh my God, I'm beautiful, she explains.
Hi, Home Office. According to the situation in the country, the terrorists are attacking crowds. When signing a reporting centre, we keep us outside over 2 to 3 hours. Is there an easier way to do this? We do not know who is who. We need more protection. Lesbian, Uganda.
Hope lives in the mind that bears fruit as it grows up a concrete wall, in the resilience of the human spirit, in the beauty of its smile.
Hi, Home Office. In this massive world with lots of countries we have no country, please help us be safe. Gay, Pakistan.
You find reasons to justify social engineering like streamlining.
Hi, Home Office. Please try to support the truth. Gay, India.
The possibilities left available to her are the ones considered despicable. To you, she becomes what she does.
Dear Home Office, I am a human being. Kindly requesting that you take that into consideration. Lesbian, Uganda.
You label her objectionable. You deny her humanity, yet her beauty captivates you.
Dear Home Office, please treat me as an individual, not generalizing everyone and everything. Lesbian, Kenya.
You, her harshest critic by day, her loyal customer by night.
Dear Home Office, why am I laying pressure to you on my documents for life, or up until I earn my right to call me a British citizen? Don't I pay my dues just like everybody else? Trans, Uganda.
Hope lives in the mind that bears fruit as it grows up a concrete wall, in the face of a baby reaching for a hug.
Hi, Home Office. It is really difficult to live in an extremist country with this sexual attribute. Please consider my case on a humanitarian basis. Trans, Lebanon.
She survives on the margins of society, stigmatized, ridiculed, criminalized, disregarded.
Home Office, representatives of opposition, empathise with the asylum claimants. Imagine somebody confronted with life and death situations. Trans, Nigeria.
You generous reader with guilt, sparkly wrapped in shame.
Dear Home Office, please don't judge a book by its cover. Don't just presume stuff and make it that which you know. You know nothing. I wish you could taste this medicine which you prescribe to us. Our life matters. We matter. Lesbian, India.
Hope lays in the mind that bears fruit as it goes up a concrete wall, in resilience of the human spirit.
Dear Home Office, since I cannot be allowed to make any decisions for myself, I wish you would come and put my shoes on. Lesbian, Pakistan.
Sometimes the noose wrapped around the neck is not made of rope. Strange fruit, thin hands from poplar trees.
I want to be happy. I love the boy and I want to be happy. Gay, Afghanistan.
And sometimes lays in skills. Oh my God, I'm beautiful, she says.
Normal desires, held in denormalized bodies, become grotesque demands. Held on my lips, placed in my mouth, do they fall abnormal on my ears?
Hope lives in the vine that bears fruit. As it grows up, it conquers. Hope lives. Thank you, beautiful humans. A move to international collaboration represents hope. This collaboration is necessary, so necessary. And so is the hope it engenders. Good evening, beautiful humans. Make change. I'm PJ Samuels.
Thanks for such an amazing way to end the speeches. Thanks for bringing those deep, powerful voices into the room. I think it reminds us just what we're here for, and our task is in partnership with all those LGBT people campaigning for change throughout the world. Their voices and their insights need to lead us. And it will be, a tough road, a long campaign, but just, I think, to quote Lalame's mother again, we're going to need perseverance. I think we've got that perseverance, we've got that determination together. I'm confident we're going to make it work. So we are going to create change. Thanks for enjoy the rest of the evening, everyone. There's drinks and food coming up. Really looking forward to talking to you about how we can work together. And also, as you go out, there's some leaflet supplies just outside to tell you more about the UK Lions, how you can join us. We want to grow this, we want to make this a broad coalition working for change, so that we can really achieve progress in the next 5 to 10 years. Thanks very much.